everyone, welcome back to the Live Well channel. My name is Mary. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to hit subscribe so that we don't miss you in the future and you don't miss any content that we provide. And if you are returning to the Live Well channel, thank you so much for coming back. Today we are going to hit off 2022 with a bang. We are going to talk about vision planning. Now this isn't necessarily a resolution type of video. I know there's some controversy behind resolutions, New Year's resolutions. Some people like them, some people hate them, some people feel too much pressure with them. I have a soft spot in my heart for the idea of the resolution because I feel like it's the one time of year the majority of the population goal sets. And I love that. I think we have to be looking forward to something and just kind of putting it out into the universe. That's sort of the first step. But there are some other steps along the way to help you stay with that consistency. Now, this video today is going to address the first part of vision planning, because when we talk about vision planning, sometimes that seems like an elusive theory to a lot of people. I know it did for me. I spent 23 years in the Air Force, and I was just really trying to get from day to day, assignment to assignment, job to job, all while raising a family. And so for me, the idea of what does my life look like, how do I envision my life, what's my best life, was sort of, I didn't put any energy into it until I started to. And that's when everything changed for me. I want to go through some of the process that worked for me, some of the things that helped, things I've learned and read along the way, and hope that it can help you as well. This is going to be broken up into two parts. This first part today, we're going to talk about answering the question, what do you want for your life? When I asked quite a number of people this question in the last year, not many could spout off an answer real quick. There was a lot of, I really don't know what I want. I'm not even certain. I'm not sure. And that is completely normal. I think when you take into account all of the requirements of life that we are just trying to juggle, and again, just trying to make it day by day, there's not a lot of that quiet and silence for us to sit with our thoughts and figure out what it is that we are drawn to. What is it that calls us? What's our passion? So that's not really, I would say, to a lot of people, they might consider a luxury of time to do that. And so I think if we don't do that, if we don't make that time and space, we're going to just continue on the same path that we've always been. My goal here is today to talk to you about some of the questions that you want to ask yourself to get those wheels turning so that you can start to figure out, am I currently in a situation where I am being fulfilled, passionate? So this is the goal, I think. This is obviously my opinion, but my opinion is the goal should be where you wake up in the morning and you're excited about your life. You're excited about your life, you're excited about your day, what the day is going to bring, what you're going to learn, how it's going to go, the people you're going to interact with, the accomplishments that you'll have. When you can wake up in the morning and feel that, you're on the right path. For a long, long time, I did not feel that. I would wake up every morning drained, with a little bit more energy because I just got some sleep, but not the kind of energy that I feel today. I would wake up and I would dread all the things that I had to do on my to-do list in order to keep my job, in order to just get to the very next night, which would allow me to get some sleep and wake up again and do it on repeat. And that was my life for the better part of a decade. I didn't realize that I had other options. I think I just was so caught in the way of this is the way my life is and this is how it's going to be. When I started to take the time to sit back and really reflect on what it is I was doing, and I answered these questions for myself, I started to see a difference in what I was being pulled toward. So let's talk about why it's so important to know what you want. Let's say you go to the coffee shop and you're standing there and you're looking at the menu of things. They haven't been here in a while and there's a bunch of new stuff up there on the menu. And the barista asks you, what can I get for you? And you stand there and you stare at the menu and you don't answer. And the barista says, what do you want? And you still don't know. The barista is there to serve you up whatever it is that you're requesting, but it's your responsibility to be able to answer that question of what you want. In the meantime, the barista might ask you to step to the side because they have a slew of customers behind you that are ready to order what they want and they're ready to provide. Whether you're a person of faith in a specific religion or you are someone who is called and drawn to the energy of the universe, this is basically that. The universe or God saying, could you please get out of the way so that I can help the person who knows what they want? Okay, so that leads us into 10 questions that could help you figure out what that answer might be. Oh, I should put a caveat on here to my overthinkers out there. You are going to want to overthink this entire process. Ask me how I know. Not only did I, but I have very close people to me that I've walked through this with, and they overthink every step of the way. I want you to not do that. I don't want you to get into the how of things. I just want you to take this time for yourself to just go with the what. You're just answering questions. No one's going to read your questions. No one's going to pick them apart. They're just for you. Okay? All right, so let's get started with number 1. What are your interests? What are you interested in? I can list off a million different things. I will not do that. Just look at what you've done over the course of the last month and the things that you really like to do. Maybe something you're looking forward to in the future. What are some things that you don't get to do, but you want to? Those are your interests. Write them down. Number 2, what makes you come alive? Now, they might be some of your interests, but I reword this question in this way because there's a little bit of passion behind it. You know, I'm interested in certain TV shows, but they don't make me come alive, right? So it's a little bit of a different question. What makes you come alive? What do you just get so excited about? For me, I'll give you an example. For me, I come alive when I'm talking about certain topics. Anything having to do with this makes me come alive. You can probably see it all over my face. Anything to do with leadership or team development, those things just really, I get excited about, makes me come alive. I really like to create things. That makes me come alive. So what are the things that really just put a spark in you when you're doing them? Number 3, what are you doing when you feel most at peace? Also, what are you doing when you feel most confident? So it's kind of a 2-part question. It's like, for example, I feel most peaceful when it's early in the morning and people are still sleeping and I have my quiet time. I have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and I'm just journaling or reading or just sitting with myself. Those are things that really I feel at most peace with. I feel confident when I'm sharing something with someone that I've had experience with and I think or hope that it might help them. So I feel really confident when I'm doing that. Number 4, who's around you? I can say that can be a present type of question, like who's around you currently, or you could write this as part of your vision moving forward. Who are the people that are around you? What kind of people are around you? If there's no one, but you want certain people around you, that's what you write down. I would not only be cautious about including, I would actually ask you to eliminate those that are toxic in your life. Those relationships could really take a lot of the energy that you could be focusing in on for the betterment of your life, and therefore depleting you and not getting you to your goals as fast as you want to. So I know that can be difficult, and that is a conversation that we're actually going to have in another video at length, and that is relationships. Just when you're writing your vision, this is for you. You have no obligation to anyone else when you're writing your vision. You write down the people that you want around in your life, those who are going to make you want to be the better version, the best version of yourself, who are going to cheer you on and want to see you succeed. That's who should be in your life, and that's who should be written into your vision. Number 5, what would you fill your time with if you had no problems or worries? Now, this is one of those, kind of going back to what I said before, it's kind of hard to answer because really, like, when you're so burnt out, and you're asked to answer a question like this, it's like, I don't know, I just want to take a nap. Like, that's the thing that's going to help me right now. For me, it was walking my son to school. I just really wanted to do that. I'm not a very outdoorsy person. I like the outdoors. I like to sit in the outdoors. And I like a good hike every now and again, but the woods kind of freak me out with all the animals. Anyway, I digress. I wanted to be able to walk my son to school. That's one of the things, but because I'm worried about well, I got to be at this meeting and make sure I check all my emails before I go to the meetings and this, and I can't have, just driving to school. That's what I'm saying. Put those worries and problems aside. What are the things that you would want to do? Okay, number 6. What does your ideal day look like? Map out an ideal day for yourself. You can go as detailed as each hour by hour, or you can just say, my day looks like when I can get up when I want and go to bed when I want. I work a few hours. I don't work at all. Whatever it is, what's your ideal day? I'll give you an example. My ideal day is that I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I have from 6 to 8 to myself. I do my workout, I do meditation, journaling, relaxing, just kind of centering myself in on what the day ahead looks like. And then I work for no more than 4 hours in front of a computer. And the rest of my time is filled with new things, new adventures, getting out and about, spending time with the kids, maybe volunteering. Like, these are things that I want to fill my day with. Number 7. Number 7 is, when you procrastinate, what are you doing instead of the thing that you should be doing? That's an interesting one, because when I have something in front of me that is daunting, difficult, challenging, whatever, I will fill my time with the thing that I want to do, or the thing that's easy or fast. And then I'll say, oh, I'll put time aside in the future to really dive into that project. And I end up pushing it off more and more and more. But what I'm doing in the meantime, that's how I would answer that question. What I do while I'm procrastinating is the quick check boxes. And that says a lot about me. And I kind of dissected that a little bit to figure out how I can get over that hump, because I really do need to just be jumping into the things that need to be done. Because once they're done, then I could really feel accomplished and feel good and build the confidence. So there's a whole chain of events that can happen here. But your only job right now is to answer the question, what are you doing when you're procrastinating? Number 8, what's the one topic that you could talk about nonstop for a great length of time? What's the one thing you know so much about, you get excited when you're talking about it? No surprises here. Mine would be team development, leadership, wellness. Those are all very, very exciting topics to me, and I look forward to sharing them and just hearing other people's perspectives and having dialogue. And so that's something that I really can talk about for a long time at length. So what's your thing? Number 9, what new skills do you want to learn? Is there something that you have been putting off because of time, money, energy, but there's a new skill that you really want to learn? What is that? And don't worry about the how. Again, my overthinkers, don't get into that just now. Just write down what new skills you want to learn. Number 10. Now, number 10 is kind of heavy, but I think that it's really important as you're laying out the next piece of foundation for writing your vision for your life. And it's, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? What does that look like for you? Some people's legacy might be change the face of technology in blank. Another person's legacy might want to be change the education system for underprivileged societies. Like, what is your legacy? I heard someone share this with me recently. They were in a class, and please forgive me, I'm not quite sure where this came from, but the trainer had shared that they wanted them to write their obituary. And it sounds a little morbid at first, but when you think about it, the moment this person told me that, I was like, wow, yeah, if I wrote my obituary, it would not have anything listed about my certificates or my degrees or where I traveled. None of that would be on my obituary. I would hope that what would be listed was the passion and love that I had for other people, the lessons that I shared, the lessons that I learned. Like, all of those things matter to me. And so that sort of helped me answer that question, what sort of legacy do I want to leave behind? So those are the 10 questions that will be the first part of this 2-part series of mapping out the vision for your life. These are not the 10 end-all be-all questions. They're just ones to get you started on this, because this can seem like a much more difficult thing to get started than it is. But you got to start somewhere. Let's do that. Let's start with just answering these 10 questions. In the next video, we're going to talk about mapping out your vision. So you're going to have this as your foundation, and then we're going to talk about the next thing to really writing it down, and then how we're going to commit to that and start to see it through. I hope this first part was helpful to you and it gets you excited about all the things that are coming your way. You just have to start with a shift in mindset. Nothing too large, nothing extreme, just little thought processes every day. If you've never taken 5 minutes for yourself ever in your life to just sit in the silence or to write something down that was on your mind, do that. It's 5 minutes and it will make such a huge difference moving forward. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope this was helpful for you. I will see you in the comments down below if you have any questions. Again, don't forget to hit subscribe and to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss anything from us and we don't miss seeing you. That's it for me today. Be well and live well. Bye-bye. Thanks again for joining us. Be sure to look for new uploaded content every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you're the first to get notified. Have a great week.